What an embarrassment. What an absolute embarrassment. Last night was further proof as to why people don't watch pretend basketball. Last night was further proof as to why people do not respect
The Chicago Sky are collapsing in real time. Angel Reese just endured another brutal primetime meltdown. She makes multiple turnovers, and the worst part, her own colleague Kamilla Cardoso literally checked out on live TV. This season has descended into anarchy. Stay for the following 10 minutes to investigate what's going wrong and what it could suggest for Angel's future.
Angel Reese last night against the New York Liberty, one of the worst games she's played as a professional, takes that out on the referees. Kamilla Cardoso visibly upset, and all of this.
In a game against New York Liberty, Reese shot a scary 0 for 8 from the field. Missed layups, blocked attempts, errors, and closed with only 2 points and 12 rebounds. A defensive, but this wasn't hustle. It was pandemonium.
Chicago Sky are already imploding from within. Fans are turning on the team. Kamilla Cardoso.
Through 6 games, Reese is averaging 10 PPG, leading the league with 12.3 RPG, but her field goal percentage is just 31.1%. And in the restricted area, she's shooting a stunning 38.1% on 7.3 tries a game, the worst in WNBA history at that volume.
Jogadora mai promissora da Liga tirando você, which means the most promising player in the league, apart from you. And that is obviously what she was asked. This is what she said to that. This is what she answered to that.
And the optics bad Cardoso, Chicago's other big large with Seoul division, but now appears plainly angry every time Reese touches that was the most explicit signal. Yet that chemistry is tanking on and off the court.
Angel Reese failing to control her emotions. We saw it against the Indiana Fever. Yes, she got hard.
A year ago, Reese erupted as a rebounding phenomenon, setting rookie records and led the Sky in double-doubles, even receiving Eastern Conference Player of the Week honors on July 1st, 2025 with 19.7 PPG and 17 RPG.
Angel Reese crash out over a loose ball foul call. What are we doing here? We are 2 games in, and we already have 2 separate games of Angel Reese failing to control her.
Let's zoom out. The Reese-Caitlin Clark rivalry. From college NCAA battles to Pro League intensity, Clark's triple-double landslide triumph over the Skies stirred media controversy. Some branding Reese the villain, while her LSU colleagues and pundits hailed her resilience and impact on rebounding leadership.
Sides of the same coin. The Angel Reese fan base versus the Caitlin Crazies. Like they are 2 sides of the same coin, but they're not going to be happy with this answer. So let's never.
Chicago GM Jeff Paglaka embraced the planned reconstruction around Reese and Cardoso, but the strategy is unraveling. With the club at 511 and losing severely, Paglaka's vision looks fragile. Pagliacca spent plenty, but with poor net ratings and bad spacing when Reese and Cardoso split the floor, skeptics worry whether he'll turn. Reese's frustrations aren't isolated to ONC court woes. She presently leads the league with 7 technical fouls, 1 more, and she faces an inevitable ban. With the Sky thin and her backache present, another tech would cost her and the crew dearly. This calamity isn't trivial. The Sky's identity hinged on Reese's brand and passion. But if she can't convert at the rim or control her fury, the organization must decide: ride it out or recalibrate. Meanwhile, the greater discussion about media bias, race, and hype hanging around Clark versus Reese continues to simmer. This narrative isn't over. Angel Reese may be talented, but right now she's failing to deliver. Kamilla Cardoso's walk-off moment was louder than any press conference. What should this guy do? Ride out Reese's slump, lean on Cardoso, or trade the limelight power forward? Drop your take in comments. Hit subscribe for in-depth WNBA breakdowns and frank chat. See you next game. Tonight on the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese went 0 for 8, turning every possession into chaos, and her colleague Kamilla Cardoso practically walked off the court mid-in. Does that disclose more about chemistry or crisis? Reese finished with 0 points on 8 shots, although collected 12 rebounds, but 8 were her own misses. Plus, she added 10 turnovers in 2 games. That's league worst territory. This breakdown isn't isolated. The Sky record 0-4 start included a 60-point total difference, worst in franchise history. The locker room is cracking. Reese arrived. As the face of the rebuild, a media favorite, but expectations are now crushing her. Her rookie rediscovered fame, her brand is great, but buckets matter. As instability looms in Chicago, throughout the league, the opposite scenario is playing out. Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever are ratings gold and missing her as tank imprisonment. A national radio, Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back, slamming WNBA XX for managing Clark and underestimating Reese's influence. He called out league neglect that sparked this entire outburst. Cardoso may fly for FIA America Cup June 28th to July 6th, while Reese's availability is unclear amid a likely mysterious injury. Meanwhile, the Sky just suffered a 38-point blowout loss, without both stars. Here's the suspense. Will Chicago rebuild chemistry fast enough? Can rediscover form? What happens if Cardoso returns just as fissures deepen? If you think Angel can snap out of it, add a remark. Think Cardoso carries the future? Let us know. Want more WNBA drama decoded? Subscribe and switch on notifications. Next video on the Caitlin Clark comeback watchlist. Stay tuned. Angel Reese walked into the WNBA with the world watching. Hailed as a cultural icon, a college champion, and a bold new face of women's basketball. But now, barely months into her freshman season, that goal is crumbling in front of millions. Behind the bright lights, sponsorship deals, and viral TikToks, the truth is far darker and far more sad. Ree is struggling to find a rhythm on the court, struggling to win over her teammates, and most of all, fighting to manage a narrative that's progressively slipping away. From flopping controversies and on-court technicals, to the dramatic bench fallout with Kamilla Cardoso, the symptoms of pressure are everywhere. Inside sources indicate the locker room has turned cold. Veterans say she's more focused on popularity than basics, while younger players are subtly distancing themselves from the controversy. Ree, once the supreme showman, suddenly finds herself benched in vital moments, her minutes cut, her confidence shaken. Social media, long her weapon of influence, has become a battleground, loaded with harsh comments, memes criticizing her performances, and worries about whether she was ever actually suited for this level. And then came the moment no one could deny. Tears. Caught on the broadcast after being benched again. Angel Ree was clearly distraught, wiping her face with a towel as cameras zoomed in. The internet erupted. Sympathy from some, disdain from others. One moment she was the Bayou Barbie. Now she's being branded a distraction, a flop, and worse. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, her toughest competitor, continues to climb, dominating on the court and garnering league-wide notoriety, creating a harsh contrast for Ree. It's a fall from grace so spectacular, so raw that even WNBA legends are stepping in, warning that without growth, maturity, and humility, no amount of following will keep you in this league. Angel Ree is at a crossroads. Her brilliance is clear. Her charisma is unsurpassed. But in the WNBA, that's not enough. Not anymore. It was intended to be the rise of a new WNBA superclub. Two NCAA champions, Angel Reese and Kamilla Cardoso, regrouped under the Chicago Sky banner, ready to shake the league with power, passion, and teamwork. But what supporters received instead was anarchy. Just minutes into a vital game, cameras observed something no one expected. A tense sideline discussion, eyes rolling, body language expressing wrath. And then it occurred. Cardoso stood up mid-timeout, threw a towel to the side, and walked off, leaving Angel Reese startled, the coaching staff scrambling, and spectators wondering everything. The program tried to cut away, but the harm was already viral. Whispers of locker room antagonism turned into full-blown headlines. Sky imploding. Cardoso versus Ree. Chicago civil war. Sources close to the squad underlined a deepening divide. Veterans apparently disgruntled with Reese's media-first attitude, continual scandal, and lack of defensive discipline. Meanwhile, Cardoso, noted for her tough, quiet leadership, had apparently grown tired of being pushed into off-court diversions. Add in the piling losses, Angel's recent disqualification and her absence from the All-Star team, and it became apparent the honeymoon phase was finished. Ree, long lauded as the face of the league's new age, is now being regarded by some as the core of the ongoing troubles. Even past luminaries and critics have begun jumping in, calling for accountability, effort, and leadership, not social media gimmicks. Fans swarmed the comments, some defending Rhee, others naming her the Kardashian of the WNBA. And as for the front office, their silence shouted volumes. No public defense, no denial, just another benching, another painful loss, and mounting. Speculations that Reese's future in Chicago may no longer be guaranteed. From college dominance to professional disaster, the narrative of Angel Reese has taken a remarkable turn. And now the question isn't whether she'll rise again, but if the Chicago sky will sustain the storm she's left behind.